You know, guys, I talked moments ago, or a few videos ago, about the wording that you gotta watch out for when it comes to some of the media articles out there. And it's not just the wording. As a follow up to that, we also have to look at what's going on right now. And that is this whole rise and surge of cases when it comes to the virus. And, one question everybody asks is, why isn't anybody taking it seriously, no matter what state they're in? Why aren't they doing what they can to slow the spread? Why are a lot of the governments, local and statewide, resulting in basically having to, you know, basically reverse course and basically cause us to go back to what we were previously in the spring and all that. Well, here's the reason why a lot of people are not following any of the requirements, any of the requests, any of the modifications and all that. Here's why they're not doing that, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the honest truth. It's because no one believes it. I mean, they believe it, but they don't truly believe it because everybody looks at it as like just a stronger version of the flu. I mean, people point out several times in comment sections across the board on Facebook, Twitter, and wherever, as well as in the comment section of articles reporting this stuff, saying it's just a stronger version of the flu. It's not that bad unless you are older, unless you do have underlying health issues, then yes, it is to be taken seriously. But for the rest of us that have decent health, for the rest of us that are under that age range that could be targeted by this virus, for a fatal, you know, uh, containment, if you will, you know, it's not that bad. It's just a stronger version of the flu. And you know what? And you know what people, and you know what they're also trying to say in the long run is, it's our choice. It's our choice whether or not we want to follow these rules. It's like I said before about, Joe Biden saying that, in his first 100 days, he's going to have people wear masks. I said there that the main thing that people want to follow is that old saying of land of the free. Basically, what that means is we are free to do what we want, how we want, make our own decisions. And that's why a lot of people are not following, the advice or the mandatoriness or the requirements or the restrictions put down by the local and state governments. It's because of the fact that they want to do what they want to live by basically the saying of this country, basically be able to make their own decisions when and where they want to. Another reason they don't want to believe or follow any of these new guidelines or anything like that is because they don't believe the number of cases that are going up positively over negatively. Because what they want is for the news to come out and say, yes, this is all the cases number wise that have been reported, but they want an equal reporting of positive and negative. They want to know how many positive cases, which is important, but they also want to know how many negative cases, which is just as important. And that's why they're not buying into any of these, oh, well, the cases are this high. This is as many number of cases. We got to lock down or we got to put these restrictions in. That's why they don't buy into it, guys. That's why they don't follow the rules, because they're not getting the truth. If all of the media was to come out, whether you believe it or not, believe any members of the media were to come out, along with the local and state governments, if they were to come out and say, okay, here's the number of cases going up and everything, total, but here's the number of cases positively, and oh, here's the number of cases negatively. You know what? And that's all they want. That's all they want is for people to tell them the truth of how many number of positive cases and how many negative cases are out there. But you know why they feel they won't get that? and they're mostly going to get the positive number instead of negative, is because they believe that if the government and all those media outlets come out and say this is the number of negative cases that are out there, and that negative number is higher than the positive, then that's going to be reason enough for them to be like, then what's the requirement for if the cases are going down? You see what I mean? This is why basically people do not follow the rules. They do not follow the guidelines. They do not follow the restrictions because they don't believe the number of cases when it comes to this virus, and and basically the way the media and all these state and local governments are presenting them. They basically, here's the thing: you want them to believe it. They want you to make them believe it. Then all they ask, like I said, is just a number of cases on both sides, like total the grand total. But what's the number of cases besides that, both positive and negative? That's all they want. And if they were to get that, then maybe they might consider, okay, we do have to follow these requirements. We do have to follow these modifications if we want to get that negative number a little higher than what it is. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, though, guys, I just wanted to come on here because I know people wonder why our fellow Americans, why our fellow citizens, our neighbors, and all that, our townspeople, why aren't they following these rules? Why aren't they following the restrictions? Why aren't they doing this and that? That's what. Well, again, the reason being is because they're not getting the full scope given to them. They're not getting the full, report given to them. They're not being given, both sides of the equation. They're not being told the number of positive as they're not being told the number of negative along with the positive. That's why. Basically, they got a report of, okay, like I said, here's the combined total number of cases, but then here's the number of cases both positive and negative. They're not getting that. They want both numbers. They want how many negative cases and they want how many positive cases. But they believe that the reason they're not getting that is because they feel that if the media was to give us that and they would show the negative cases are higher than the positive, then they would have a case as to basically, hey, we have more negative cases than we out there than positive. We should be able to get back to normal a little bit, even with some modifications. But basically, that's why, folks, people are not following the rules or the restrictions, on going by the guidelines. That's why, because they're not getting the full scope of the numbers on both ends of the spectrum. But let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me on that? Do you believe that as well? Comment down below, and I'll talk to you all later.